I had always sensed that something was off. At first, it was just the little things. The way her body stiffened when I embraced her, the way she turned her face away when I leaned in for a kiss. It wasn't outright rejection, but it was constant, a quiet, persistent signal that I was no longer truly welcome in her space. "I'm tired," she'd say. "Not in the mood today. Not now, Julian." And like a fool, I believed her. The exact moment everything unraveled was one night when, without a second thought, I wrapped my arms around her while we watched a movie. I wasn't expecting anything more, just a simple touch, a small reassurance that there was still something left between us. But she pulled away abruptly, irritated, as if my touch was an offense. "Don't touch me," she said, her voice cold and sharp. "I can't stand it." Her words sliced through me like a razor. I can't stand it. I was speechless, staring at her, trying to understand when the woman I had shared my life would have come to feel this way. She realized, too late, how harsh she had been, but she made no effort to take it back. "Sorry," she murmured. "I just don't like being hugged out of nowhere." Lies. We had hugged like that 100 times before. The truth wasn't that she hated being touched. She just hated being touched by me. And in that instant I knew. This wasn't about exhaustion or routine. It was something else, something uglier. And I was about to learn the truth in the worst way possible. The confirmation came like fate had decided I needed absolute clarity. One afternoon, while Carolina was in the shower, her phone buzzed on the nightstand. At first, I ignored it. Then it buzzed again, and again, 3 times. Too many for a random notification. I reached for it on instinct. I wasn't the kind of man who snooped through someone else's phone. But when life backs you into a corner, all you can do is face what's coming head on. The screen displayed a name I didn't recognize, Sergio. And beneath it, the messages, "I miss you. I can still feel your skin on me. Let me know if your husband suspects anything. When can I see you again?" There it was. The truth, raw and undeniable. No room for doubt, no space for self-deception. My wife didn't recoil from my touch because she was exhausted. She recoiled because someone else had already taken my place. Something inside me fractured, but it wasn't sadness. It was anger. Cold, quiet, razor-sharp. Not the kind that makes you shout or throw things. The kind that makes everything brutally clear. Carolina didn't love me, and I was done pretending she did. I've never been a reckless man. I learned long ago that mistakes happen in the heat of the moment, when anger clouds judgment, and I wasn't about to make any mistakes. So instead of making a scene, I took a deep breath, stubbed out my cigarette on the balcony railing, and reached for my phone. "Martinez," I said, my voice steady, "I need you to start drafting some papers." There was a deep sigh on the other end of the line. "Julian, tell me this isn't what I think it is." I let out a dry, humorless chuckle. "Oh, it's exactly what you think. I want to file for divorce." Silence. Ernesto Martinez had drafted my prenuptial agreement years ago. He knew me well enough to understand that I wasn't the type to make impulsive decisions. "Does Carolina know?" "Not yet." "Infidelity?" I didn't answer immediately. "Yeah." Ernesto exhaled slowly. "All right. Do you two have shared assets?" "No. Everything is in my name, the house, the car, the accounts." "I just want this over with quickly." Martinez hesitated before speaking. "It's not always as simple as it seems. Sometimes, when they realize you're serious, they try to complicate things." I let out a bitter laugh. "Wouldn't surprise me, but it won't change a thing. Just get the papers ready." I ended the call and leaned against the balcony railing, watching the city lights flicker in the distance. The decision was final. Now, it was just about timing. When I went back inside, I acted as though nothing had happened. I sat through dinner, nodding at the right moments as she rambled about work. Carolina still believed she was in control, that I was hurt but stuck, that she still had power over me. She had no idea what was coming. So when her unease finally became unbearable, she asked, her voice hesitant, "What's wrong with you?" I looked up from my plate, met her gaze, and let out a dry laugh. "Nothing, sweetheart. I'm just giving you the same love you give me." I watched as the color drained from her face. In that moment, I knew the game had shifted. That night, when Carolina walked through the door, she found me in the living room, a suitcase by the entrance. She froze. "What's this?" I rose from the couch, reached into my jacket, and placed an envelope on the table. "Divorce papers. All you need to do is sign." She didn't touch them right away. Her eyes flickered between the envelope and my face, searching for a sign that this was some cruel joke, that there was still a way to fix things. There wasn't. "Julian," she murmured, her voice trembling. "Wait. No." I cut her off, my tone cold and final. "There's nothing to wait for. I'm just finishing what you started." Her hands trembled as she picked up the papers, flipping through them as the reality of the situation set in. I saw the panic creeping in, the desperate attempt to grasp onto something that was already gone. "I didn't want it to end like this," she whispered. I let out a short, bitter laugh. "Oh, really? Tough luck, then." I stepped toward the door and pulled it open. Carolina turned to me, and for the first time in a long while, I saw something in her eyes that no longer mattered to me: regret. "Julian, please." "Don't worry," I interrupted, my voice carrying the same icy calm that had guided every move I made. "I'm sure Sergio can give you the love I couldn't." Without waiting for a reply, I walked out, never looking back. No desperate pleas, no tears. Just the quiet sound of the door clicking shut behind me, and the weight of her lies collapsing in on her.